morning. My name is Kristen Hartman. My pronouns are she, her, and I've been entrusted with the honor of being on your board of trustees. Thank you. I'm a tall, white, fat, femme millennial with green and brown hair and blue eyes. Today I'm wearing a black dress and extremely cool green shoes. Our speakers provide visual descriptions to welcome people with visual impairments and those listening online. We're excited to be in community with you today. Please take a moment to silence your cell phones and, if you can, move to a seat in the middle of your section to leave aisle seats open for those with accessibility needs. If you're visiting for the first time, stop by the welcome table out in the gallery, right where you came in, to pick up a visitor gift with more information about our community. Look for the Getting to Know UU sign on a table in Beach Hall after the service to learn more about our congregation. And everyone is welcome to come chat with me or another board member over some hot stone soup after the service. There is a lot going on here at First UU. Take a look at your order of service, that's the paper you might have gotten when you walked in, or take a look at this week's Sunday announcement email where you can read details about a plethora of upcoming holiday events. I'd now like to invite all the members of Peace Pals Children's Choir to meet Director Aaron Rothert up front for a very special performance.
Thank you, Peace Pals. Good morning. I'm Amber Scott, your Director of Religious Exploration, and my pronouns are she, they. I am a white femme millennial with wild and wonderful wavy hair. Welcome to the First Unitarian Universalist Church of Columbus. I haven't used this newfangled pulpit before. Does it look like it's too tall for me? Yes. All right, let's see if we can figure this out. All right, is that better? Sounds good too? Okay, cool. Thanks for helping me. Rachel Walden writes, Unitarian Universalist theology and values call us to confront false myths of Thanksgiving history and reimagine our traditions as we acknowledge historical and present-day truths of white supremacist theft, violence, and genocide. As we live into Thanksgiving traditions of gathering with friends and family and sharing a meal, we must also recognize this day as a national day of mourning for Indigenous peoples across North America. We gather here on the stolen land of the Adena, Hopewell, Wyandot, Miami, Seneca, and Cayuga peoples. Despite forced relocation in the 1830s, Indigenous people are still here and will always be here. These people and tribes have been stewards of this land since time immemorial. To acknowledge that we occupy their land is only the first step of many we must take in order to repair and heal past and present trauma and oppression. Land acknowledgements are a symbolic reminder of what we must do and become performative when we do not take action. Let us take a moment of silence together to reverently embody our respect for Indigenous people and cultures, and to imagine the next steps needed for healing and repair in this place we also call home. Thank you. Radical Gratitude Spell by Adrienne Marie Brown. A spell to cast upon meeting a stranger, comrade, or friend working for social and/or environmental justice and liberation. You are a miracle walking. I greet you with wonder in a world which seeks to own your joy and your imagination. You have chosen to be free every day as a practice. I can never know the struggles you went through to get here, but I know you have swum upstream, and at times it has been lonely. I want you to know I honor the choices you made in solitude, and I honor the work you have done to belong. I honor your commitment to that which is larger than yourself and your journey to love the particular container of life that is you. You are enough. Your work is enough. You are needed. Your work is sacred. You are here, and I am grateful. It's now time for our children to meet Gus in the back to prepare to bring in the light. Everyone else, please turn to your neighbors and to introduce yourself. It is now time for our children to bring in the light. El Mocajete de mi Abuelita by Reverend Julian Ninan Soto. My grandmother's grinding stone has gotten lost. It was gifted to a pastor. Once in his office, I saw it was where he rested his Bible, the place where there was corn, fortifying nutrition. Surviving is made of the shadows of the grinding stone. It is made of all the forms of work of my grandmother's hands. The lace, the tortilla, the future of her 12 children embroidered with love, painted with stubborn faith, hems of thousands of prayers. The grinding stone was lost, but the women, the great-grandmother and the grandmothers, remain forever. They are my grinding stones of permanence, of knowing, becoming both myself and my community. Okay, go ahead. Perfect. Thank you, Elliot, for your help lighting our chalice. And just because I usually say it, I'll say it again. Good morning! Today is an all-ages service, which means that our community of many ages will be experiencing worship together. There are no children's classes today, but infant and toddler care is available in room 101. Families are invited to check out the toys and quiet activities in the We Worship area or Sloter Lounge, or grab a busy bag from out in the gallery. You can also take a break from the service at any time. Today's story is called Fry Bread, a Native American family story. Presented from an Indigenous perspective, it's worth noting that I, as a white reader, cannot claim these words. Written by Kevin Noble Maillard, member of the Miccosukee Band of the Seminole Nation and Syracuse law professor, and illustrated by Peruvian-American Juana Martinez Neal. This book was inspired by the author's family. Fry bread is food: flour, salt, water, cornmeal, baking powder, perhaps milk, maybe sugar, all mixed together in a big bowl. Fry bread is shape. Hands mold the dough, flat like a pancake, round like a ball, or puffy like Nana's softest pillow. Fry bread is sound. The skillet clangs on the stove, the fire blazes from below. Drop the dough in the skillet, the bubbles sizzle and pop. Fry bread is color: golden brown, tan or yellow, deep like coffee, sienna or earth, light like snow and cream, warm like rays of sun. Fry bread is flavor. See beans or soup, smell tacos, cheese and vegetables, delight in honey and jam, rise to discover what brings us together. Fry bread is time. On weekdays and holidays, supper or dinner, powwows and festivals, moments together with family and friends. Fry bread is art, sculpture, landscape, portrait, our daily craft, shared from teacher to student, a cycle of heritage and fortune. Fry bread is history, the long walk, the stolen land, strangers in our own world. With unknown food, we made new recipes from what we had. Fry bread is place. Alaska, Kansas, all the way to Maine, down to Delaware, on to Georgia, over to Oklahoma, Colorado, and California. Cities and lands we call home. Fry bread is nation. Abenaki, Apache, Arapaho, Ojibwa, Onondaga, Oglala Sioux, Narragansett, Navajo, Nipmuc, Seminole, Shoshone, Sac and Fox, hundreds and hundreds of tribes. Fry bread is everything. Round, flat, large, small, north, south, east, west, brown, yellow, black, white, familiar and foreign, old and new, we come together. Fry bread is us. We are still here, elder and young, friend and neighbor. We strengthen each other to learn, change, and survive. fry bread is you. The end. Today, as we examine the roles that food, togetherness, and tradition play in our lives, may we also consider how to widen the circle to include all our human relations. Please remain seated and join me in singing number 402, From You I Receive, twice through, as we sing our young people back to their families and back to their seats.
From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live.
Our Share the Plate recipient for November is the Wednesday Food Pantry at the church on Oakland Park. Located in South Linden, they believe in God's economy of abundance and trust that there is more than enough for all of us when we care for one another. Their drive-through food pantry serves over 300 families, happening first and third Wednesdays from 2 to 4 p.m. Their volunteers are a diverse group of many races and faith traditions, many of whom have also received food from the pantry. And folks from First UU are invited to come volunteer. In addition to passing the basket, you can text to give, scan the QR code, or visit firstuucolumbus.org/donate. Thank you for your generosity. Today's pastoral listener is Kathleen Fowler. Our congregation is celebrating 2 joys today. Please visit the caring table and beach hall after the service to sign any cards. 45 years ago, on November 29th, 1980, Sylvia Howe, then Sylvia Howe Ford, was ordained by this congregation. Tom Tucker, as the board president, signed the ordination certificate. Congratulations, Sylvia. And congratulations to Karen Timmis, who has been selected as a finalist for the Everyday Hero Kindness Award, given out by the Center for Human Kindness and Dispatch magazine. These nominees are being honored as unsung local citizens who strengthen our communities with good deeds and selfless acts. The winners will be announced at the special event at Vitria on the Square near the OSU campus on March 3rd. Please come to honor Karen and cheer her on. December 3rd, okay. We're just reading what's written. As we reflect on this news from our community and honor the joys and sorrows yet unspoken, let us spend a moment in silent meditation. I don't actually see the bell ringing thingy, so just pretend I'm ringing the bell. Oh. Table Blessing by Reverend Victoria Safford. At my house at supper, we perform the most unholy and untidy little liturgy you can imagine, but usually I think it works. Other families I know conduct their affairs with more elegance and style, but elegance is not our strength. At our house, the table grace we do does not look like religion. It looks like a hungry, tattered family at the end of a tattered day, sometimes at the end of its rope. We scramble to find the matches, to clear and set the table, to dislodge the cats, and scrape our chairs into place. We clatter in, then get up again to wash somebody's hands, and then finally sit down. We light the candles, reach for each other's hands, close our eyes, and sit in silence for as long as the youngest among us can stand it, which is generally up to as high as she can count. Then on most nights, we sing something. Dona nobis pacem, jubilate Deo, shalom, the Mozart Alleluia, Old Hundredth, over the river and through the woods. The wheels on the bus go round and round, taps. We try to be serious, but really, it does not matter what we sing. We are in a self-imposed timeout. The smell of the food becomes real, the sound of our breath and the feel of our damp hands, still sticky. These are real. We are together, our circle invincible in this one holy moment, and each of us utterly alone in the dark solitude behind closed eyes. We are home. We have food. We recall that many don't, and sometimes someone says this in a blessing. And where we have been in the day and where we may go that night or tomorrow fades away for a time, and we are infused, and time is infused, and something wells up. Something like gratitude wells up, overflowing, nigh unto overwhelming. The whole thing lasts, from candle to song, about 2 minutes. But the echo, the wake of it, lasts longer. We are trying, all of us in all our houses, to be aware. We are trying to be quiet. We are trying to slow down. We are trying to remember our true and real life. We are trying to touch that, to call it up, trying to know we are alive, hoping to mold that, knowing into good work, hopeful, brave, and helpful later on. We are trying to remember what we love and what to do, and how to be ourselves good gifts. I invite you to remain seated and join me in singing number 1008, When Our Heart is in a Holy Place.
When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when we trust the wisdom in each of us, every color, every creed and kind, and we see our faces in each other's eyes, then our heart is in a holy place. When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when we tell our story from deep inside, and we listen with a loving mind, and we hear our voices in each other's words, then our heart is in a holy place. When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when we share the silence of sacred space, and the God of our hearts is within, and we feel the power of each other's faith, then our heart is in a holy place. When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place.
All right. Now it's time to make some soup together. Thank you to everyone who dropped off some veggies or food to share before the service this morning. Christine and Billy Davidson are busy cooking up soup in the kitchen right now for all of us to enjoy together after the service. I'm going to read Stone Soup by John J. Muth, and later in the story, when you hear me call out the ingredients that some of you may have picked up, you'll have a chance to come on up and throw them into our pot. 3 monks, Hawk, Lock, and Sue, traveled along a mountain road. They talked about cat whiskers, the color of the sun, and giving. "What makes one happy, Sue?" asked Hawk, the youngest monk. Old Sue, who was the wisest, said, "Let's find out." The sound of a bell brought their gaze to the rooftops of a village below. They could not see from so high above that the village had been through many hard times. Famine, floods, and war had made the villagers weary and untrusting of strangers. They had even become suspicious of their neighbors. The villagers worked hard, but only for themselves. There was a farmer, a tea merchant, a scholar, a seamstress, a doctor, a carpenter, and many others, but they had little to do with one another. When the monks reached the foot of the mountain, the villagers disappeared into their houses. No one came to the gates to greet them. And when the people saw them enter the village, they closed their windows tight. The monks knocked on the door of the first house. There was no answer. Then the house went dark. They knocked on a second door, and the same thing happened. It happened again and again, from one house to the next. These people do not know happiness, they all agreed. But today, said Sue, his face bright as the moon, we will show them how to make stone soup. They gathered twigs and branches and made a fire. They placed a small tin pot on top and filled it with water from the village well. A brave little girl who had been watching came to them. "What are you doing?" she asked. "We are gathering twigs," said Locke. "We are making a fire," said Hawk. "We are making stone soup, and we need 3 round, smooth stones," said Sue. The little girl helped the monks look around the courtyard until they found just the right ones, and then they put them in the water to cook. "These stones will make excellent soup," said Sue. "But this very small pot won't make much, I'm afraid." "My mother has a bigger pot," said the girl. The little girl ran home. As she started to take a pot, her mother asked what she was doing. "The 3 strangers are making soup from stones," she said. "They need our biggest pot." Said the girl's mother. "Stones are easy to come by. I'd like to learn how to do that." The monks poked the coals. As smoke drifted up, the neighbors peered out from their windows. The fire and the large pot in the middle of the village was a true curiosity. One by one, the people of the village came out to see just what this stone soup was. Of course, old-style stone soup should be well seasoned with salt and pepper, said Hawk. "That's true," said Locke as he stirred the giant pot filled with water and stones, "but we have none." "I have some salt and pepper," said the scholar, his eyes big with curiosity. He disappeared and came back with salt and pepper and even a few other spices. "If you have the salt and pepper, come on up and put it in the pot." Sue took a taste. "The last time we had soup stones of this size and color, carrots made the broth very sweet." "Carrots?" said a woman from the back. "I may have a few carrots, but just a few." And off she ran. She returned with as many carrots as she could carry and dropped them into the pot. "If you have the carrots, come on up." As many carrots as she could carry. So many. Do you think it would be better with onions? Asked Hawk. Oh, yes, maybe an onion would taste good, said a farmer, and he hurried off. He returned in a moment with 5 big onions, and he dropped them into the bubbling soup. If you have onions, come on up. Now that's a fine soup, he said. The villagers all nodded their heads, and the smell was very agreeable. But if only we had some mushrooms, said Sue, rubbing his chin. Several villagers licked their lips. A few dashed away and returned with fresh mushrooms, noodles, pea pods, and cabbages. If you've got mushrooms, noodles, pea pods, or cabbages, come on up. Something magical began to happen among the villagers. As each person opened their heart to give, the next person gave even more. And as this happened, the soup grew richer and smelled more delicious. I imagine the emperor would suggest we add dumplings, said one villager. And bean curd, said another. What about cloud ear and mung beans and yams, cried some others. And taro root and winter melon and baby corn, cried other villagers. Garlic, ginger root, soy sauce, lily buds. I have some, people cried out, and off they ran, returning with all they could carry. If you have dumplings, bean curd, cloud ear, mung beans, yams, taro root, winter melon, baby corn, garlic, ginger, soy sauce, or lily buds, come on up. Thank you. The monks stirred and the pot bubbled. How good it smelled, how good it would taste, how giving the villagers had become. At last, the soup was ready. The villagers gathered together. They brought rice and steamed buns. They brought lychee nuts and sweet cakes. They brought tea to drink, and they lit lanterns. Everyone sat down to eat. They had not been together for a feast like this for as long as anyone could remember. After the banquet, they told stories, sang songs, and celebrated long into the night. Then they unlocked their doors and took the monks into their homes and gave them very comfortable places to sleep. In the gentle spring morning, everyone gathered together near the willows to say farewell. Thank you for having us as your guests, said the monks. You have been most generous. Thank you, said the villagers. With the gifts you have given, we will always have plenty. You have shown us that sharing makes us all richer. And to think, said the monks, to be happy is as simple as making stone soup. The end. In this story, 3 clever monks teach a whole village about generosity, gratitude, and joy. Together, we can accomplish more than we would be able to apart. In the Soup by Robert Walsh. My dictionary says the word minister is etymologically related to the word minestrone. I am not making this up. They are both derived from a Latin root that means to serve. The image of ministry as minestrone is particularly apt for the ministry church people do all together that makes us a ministering congregation. Each bean, each vegetable, each unit of macaroni or pinch of spice gives not only its substance to the soup, but also its spirit, its texture and color, its flavor and aroma. Each person offers a unique set of gifts, and if we do our job of organizing well, each gift will be creatively matched with a need so that the whole community is warm, nourishing, and life-giving. All who serve the church and the principles and values we hold dear are ministers. If you are doing your part of that work, you are doing ministry, no matter how unlikely it may seem. You are in the soup, the minestrone of ministry. I invite you to rise as you are willing and able, and join me in singing number 407, We're Gonna Sit at the Welcome Table. Please remain standing after the hymn.
We're gonna sit at the welcome table. We're gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days, hallelujah. We're gonna sit at the welcome table. Gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days. All kinds of people around that table. All kinds of people around that table one of these days, hallelujah. All kinds of people around that table. Gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days. No fancy people at the table. No fancy style around that table one of these days, hallelujah. No fancy style at the welcome table. Gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days.
As you are willing, please join hands or connect with your neighbor. As you are willing, please join hands or connect with your neighbor while we extinguish our chalice together. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of vision. As we go forth, let us heal and transform ourselves and our world through reason and love. Please join me in singing number 1010, Oh We Give Thanks, and I hope you will join us for some hot soup after the service.
Oh, we give thanks for this precious day, for all gathered here and those far away, for this time we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day. We give thanks for this precious day.